say I've been really enjoying covering the lower league games over the last few weeks, but I've been away working all weekend and I've only just got back to Madrid, which means there was only one game that I've had time to get back in time for. And I didn't want to miss another weekend, so it's Real Madrid against Las Palmas tonight. This is of course my second trip to Santiago Bernabeu this season after Spain against Italy. Now the atmosphere in that game was absolutely incredible. Will it be as good tonight? Right, I know that a lot of you will know plenty about Real Madrid already, so I'll try and teach you something that perhaps you don't know, and that is that they managed to go 121 home games unbeaten, 121 home games unbeaten between February 1957 and March 1965, so over 8 years unbeaten in home games, home league games that is, which is of course a La Liga record. Now their home record this season has been less impressive, I have to say though. They've only won 2 of their opening 5 La Liga matches at the Santiago Bernabeu, and those dropped points and their general poor form has seen them fall 11 points behind Barcelona already, so they really can't afford to slip up tonight. I really can't see Real Madrid not winning tonight because Las Palmas have been pretty dreadful recently and their defence has got more holes in it than Swiss cheese. So they're already on a 2-game losing run when Paco Ayestaran took over at the end of September, so you might remember him being Rafa Benitez's assistant at Liverpool, and since he's come in, I've almost had to get a calculator out to work out how many goals they've conceded. So they've lost 3-0, 5-2, 4-0 and 3-1 in their last 4 league matches, so that's 15 goals conceded in the last 4 La Liga games. So they're all the way down in 19th place in the table, that's second bottom. They've taken only 6 points from a possible 30 and they've got the worst defensive record in the league. Good luck. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is a football stadium, not a shopping centre. These guys are pretty privileged. Right, I'm really getting a feeling of deja vu. I think I might actually be sitting in exactly the same seat that I was on for the Spain-Italy game. Right, first it was the escalator, and now the view of the stadium. I think I'm doing exactly the same video that I did last time, so apologies for that. Very nice though. I didn't actually realise this when I bought the ticket, but I'm literally in the last row of the stand. So I've actually got the cheapest seat in the house, like a true Scotsman. It was €40 for this seat. This vlog is bleeding me dry. I didn't really want to spend any more than €40 for a game that, to be fair, is probably going to be pretty one-sided. But hopefully there'll be plenty of goals. Temporarily had the wrong seat. This is the cheapest one in the house, and this is why. Right, when I left Madrid on Friday, I went away wearing only a shirt and trousers as well, obviously. And I've come back and I've had to wrap up nice and warm. I've got my winter jacket on. I was only away for 2 days, but I feel like I was away for 5 months. But it doesn't matter here. So if you see up here, we've got the heaters on the go. I'm telling you, privileged. Just for the avoidance of any doubt, that was not me singing. In Benzema, he's clean through a goal, straight to the goalie, and he's already getting pelters. I think that's the ball for Real Madrid. You can see there's really no space between the lines, between midfield and defence for Las Palmas. stands. He's got a megaphone and he's basically telling the players what to do as if he was the coach. Oh, here we go. Oh no, here we don't go. Right, how far out is he here? 40 odd yards. He's giving it a big dramatic build up. Only a smash in the wall, over the bar. You need to say I told you so. Heading in from a corner. I've actually been really impressed with Las Palmas, to be honest. I did them a bit of a disservice in my pre-match spiel because I think they've set up quite well defensively. There's not been a lot of space between their midfield and defence. They've crowded the middle of the park quite well, but they've not been content to sit back and just defend. They've actually been able to build quite a few decent attacks from the back, and they had a really good chance. I think it was Vitolo. He slipped one through for him, and he had a shot on goal that was kind of blocked by Kiko Garcia. He got past the goalie, but he did just enough to take the pace off it, and it was cleared off the line. Real Madrid, as you expect, with plenty of the ball. They have had a few chances. The clearest one by far, as I mentioned, was the one where Benzema raced through a goal after about 2 minutes. He took it a bit too close to the keeper, I think, and he kind of came out to smother it. So there's been a few headers apart from the goal as well. Ronaldo had an effort from distance, I think came off the post, but they've not really got it going. I mean, there's been loads of space in behind the Las Palmas defence, and you know, if they could get somebody to time their run from midfield, I think they could probably breach their offside trap. One other thing, if I was a football manager, I would definitely sit right at the back of the stand, as far away as possible. I know a lot of people want to be sitting closer to the action than I am tonight, but I absolutely love it back here. You can see absolutely everything. You can see where the spaces are. You can see how your team's shape is. You can see, you know, where they should be running into. It's absolutely amazing. So I think big Sam Allardyce had the right idea. Getting the earpiece on, getting the microphone on. You could have managed Real Madrid, couldn't you? Smashed it in the left bit, about 25 yards, right at the top corner. That's it, a load of Remy's on. This game is about to turn on its head. Just couldn't hit a cow's arse of the banjo at the moment. By his standards anyway. He still scored the other day against Spurs, I suppose. Cristiano, he's really not having a look at the moment. Just got absolutely halved in the box. No penalty though. Well, it didn't necessarily look like it at half-time, but that finished up the way I thought it might. 3-0 to Real Madrid in the end, and they were miles better in the second half. They were much more aggressive, they pressed a lot higher at the pitch, they won the ball back better, their passing was sharper, was faster. Las Palmas, they did have a few chances to break, not as many as in the first half, but when they did get forward, their final ball let them down and they weren't able to expose the gaps that were occasionally found in the Real Madrid defence. Now, Marco Asensio scored an absolute beauty of a half volley, so check that out if you can. And Cristiano Ronaldo put in a brilliant cross for the third goal for Isco, and then did his usual socking because he didn't score. So Cristiano, if you're watching, come on man, your team won. Now I think I said this already in the last video, but the stadium really is in an ideal location just to the north of the city centre. So you can take Metro Line 10 to station Santiago Bernabeu. You've also got the Nuevos Ministerios commuter train, which is about a 10-minute walk away as well. Now if you're going to go to the Santiago Bernabeu, it's really easy to get tickets on the Real Madrid website. It's not especially cheap, as I mentioned earlier, but it's pretty easy to find. What I would suggest is going in the Fondo Sur, which is essentially the south stand, and the reason for that is because you've got the ultras that are behind the goal away down at the bottom of the stand. Are basically the ones that are making all the noise. Now I've always been quite critical of the atmosphere in the Santiago Bernabeu. I've always thought it was a little bit like the theatre, that, you know, people went along, they were expecting things to happen, weren't always necessarily getting behind the team. But it was actually really good tonight, and I think I was helped by the fact that I was in the Fondo Sur in the south stand. Now I have to say as well, and I should stress this, that I'm sure if you go to a Clásico, or if you go to Madrid derby, or maybe a Champions League knockout game, then I'm sure the atmosphere there must be absolutely electric. But I've never been to one of those games. I'm just a poor English teacher. Anyway, that's all for tonight. I know that it's been the second Santiago Bernabeu game of the season, and I know that millions of you have been tuning in and have been loving the lower league games. But you know, I can't treat you every week. I can't always take you to Villaverde San Andres or to Los Llevenes San Bruno. Sometimes you're going to have to make do with the European champions. Anyway, remember to subscribe to the Team on Tour on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter, on Instagram and on Facebook. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again for the next video.